Man, it's tough. That was a slugfest. That was two heavyweight guys just standing in the middle of the ring, just punching at each other. Chad did a heck of a job with the defensive plan. He had us scouted so well, and we knew it was going to be a tough defensive battle. Both ways, we were hoping we could get them into a little faster paced game. However, they did a great job of controlling the ball, and but ball bounced our ways a few times. We made some key plays. Taj stepped up, hit some good shots, and ended up our way.
How is that done? How does that happen where a team can kind of slow the pace when you guys are scoring 90 points?
They just kind of took the air out of the ball. They're very controlled and methodical with their offense. They're strong with it. A lot of times in other teams we played, we create extra possessions by Cory getting tip outs and deflections and steals, whatnot. They did a very good job. I don't even know how many turnovers they had.
Yeah.
They had 10, and it's probably a lot for them. They're so controlled, and then they dig in so hard on defense. Scoring, it is a chore to get buckets against them.
Coach, with Allen Gray scoring 9 points, Jeremiah having an off night, you must be impressed with the way everyone played defensively. Talk about the game plan defensively and holding them to only 26 points.
Well, our defensive presence starts with this guy right here. He is our key defender. He gets the main guy every night. He gets last year's semifinal game. I remember he had 5 charges that put us there, and so we knew who their players were. 5-0, both very good players. 24 can hit a shot, 12 can shoot a little bit. So we made sure that we kept the ball, trying to minimize as much as possible in those players' hands. Cory did a heck of a job. I tried to take charge. We dug into. Once we saw it was going to be a possession by possession, slower game, we knew we had to dig our heels in.
Taj, kind of tell us about the points you scored. You got 9 points there in the third quarter, where you able to kind of widen the distance. But in such a low-scoring game, every shot was important.
Yeah, going into the locker room at halftime, Coach said we had to step up, and I figured I need to step up too. So, yeah.
You feel that way when Graves isn't getting as many opportunities with the way they're defending?
Yeah, if Graves and Jeremiah not on, I figured I have to be the one to step up and help the team.
Coach, back on the big stage again and everything else. I know you wasn't surprised how the game went tonight, but now you're in the state championship against Natchitoches Central. I don't know if you played them already, but I know the tough schedule prepared you for this one.
And look, I talked to Micah Colvin before. We took a 32 seed and played Micah when he was at Natchitoches number 1, and we played a solid 2 quarters, and then third quarter that pressure busted us. So they look like the Natchitoches that I used to know. The one that when Coach Coleman was there. They're going to be tough. I don't think the bright light's going to bother anybody. I think it's just going to be a good old-fashioned basketball game with a nice piece of hardware at the end.
Coach, when you go against a team that's kind of forcing you to do that sort of thing, when you guys go into halftime, what's sort of the message to the team at that point to try to get around that per se?
Well, something that is overlooked a lot with these guys. We study the game, and they buy in, and we watch, and we look for things that teams are going to do to try to slow us down or try to take away Allen, try to take away Jeremiah. That's when Taj steps up, a lot, and he doesn't get a whole lot of credit for what is happening out there because he has those 2 guys that can fill it up. But if you go back and look at our games, when he starts scoring, it's hard to stop. So we just made some adjustments that start flashing to the high post, start telling him to drive, and he can get a great mid-range game, start driving, stop, pop, and hit those little easy bunnies that we were missing in the first half.